Muzak there, as they say. Okay, what a great second edition of the Internet Insiders we have here before WCW's TNT Monday Nitro here at the lovely MGM Grand Garden. A big sellout crowd expected, a lot of celebrities in attendance. The big surprise, there are a bunch of them to choose from. I can't really bring up who they are now, and I'll be honest with you. One of the reasons is because some of the wrestlers who are candidates to be the big surprise are still undergoing sensitive contract negotiations here backstage. So we'll get to that in a minute. If you want to call in, I'll be taking your calls in a minute. 702-891-5963. Or if you want to put your question on the WCW website chat room, and we'll get to them in just a second. A lot of things to talk about. Those of you who were smart enough, as they say, to listen to the WCW Mega House Show, the Saturday Nitro, if you will, from the LA Forum, myself and Scheme Gene Okerlund, known collectively, I might add, as the Scheme Team, calling all the action from Los Angeles. We were drenched with beer, bombarded with bananas, all and sundry sorts of items whacking us in the head. But we got through the show, and what a show it was. A show-ending confrontation between Hollywood Hogan and Sting, which ended with Sting laying out, Sting, Luger, and the Giant laying out the members of the Wolfpack. The Giant chokeslammed 6. Kevin Nash got caught in the Giant's torture rack. I'm sorry, Lex Luger's torture rack, and the Giant chokeslammed 6, as I said. Scott Hall, of course, was taken down by Lex Luger's torture rack. So anyway, there you have it. That was the end of the Nitro show. A lot of interesting things happening earlier in the show. Chris Jericho is the new WCW World Cruiserweight Champion. Syxx had earlier beaten Rey Mysterio Jr. with the Buzz Killer, but prior to that match, Jericho came into the ring and challenged the winner of that match to an immediate match. Both competitors agreed. Jericho beat Syxx in about 70 seconds with a leg lariat. When Syxx was whipped into the corner, came out and met the leg lariat full force. Chris Jericho, your new Cruiserweight Champion. I understand there will be a title defense on tonight's Nitro show. I will be joined by Gene Okerlund, like I said, in a second. And for those who just can't wait to hear this, I know I can't, our guests later in the show will be Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Randy Savage of the New World Order. So should be some exciting things going on there. If you want to leave a question, put it in chat.turner.com. The number to call to talk to myself, Scheme Gene, or the members of the NWO is 1-702-891-5963. If you want to hear what happened in Saturday Nitro, you can, of course, plug into the archive of that show, which is at WCWWrestling.com. So, a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. Who the surprise is going to be, like I said, I really can't bring it up due to some legal and technical difficulties. I sound like Gene Okerlund, don't I? I can't give it to you now. I can give it to you when the live feed of Nitro starts. A couple other things worth discussing that are going to come up tonight. Eddie Guerrero, who has had a massive change of attitude, certainly saw his attitude go even further toward the dark side at the LA Saturday Nitro. He acted like a true heel, much the way he did when he and the late, great Love Machine Art Barr teamed as Los Gringos Locos in AAA Wrestling in Mexico. And I might add, Eddie Guerrero did not necessarily act like Eddie Guerrero did as a heel in Mexico. Eddie Guerrero acted a lot more like Art Barr did. Art Barr, like a brother to Eddie Guerrero, sort of maybe Eddie's tribute to Art. So we'll have to see where Eddie Guerrero's attitude goes in the future. Alex Wright is going to do an interview tonight on Nitro. His new fascist leanings may be appropriate for those of the German persuasion. I don't know if he's given the fascist salute or anything like that, but he certainly does appear to have some right-wing leanings. So we will be talking to Alex Wright. Alex and Eddie will join us during the regular Nitro broadcast. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Randy Savage will be with us later on the Internet Insiders. Okay, let's go now to Dave from Pennsylvania. Dave, you're talking to Mark Madden.
Hey, Mark. I was wondering if you think the mystery guy tonight is going to be the Yeti.
No, it will not be the Yeti. That was, of course, the artist now known as Big, Giant, like huge Ron Studd. I will say, since you brought it up, Ron Studd will be making a comeback in WCW at some point in the very near future. We'll be getting a reasonable push and promotion, but no, the Yeti will not be the surprise tonight. What else you got for me, Dave?
Well, I just want to say the Yeti has a huge internet fan following. People on EastNet Wrestling Channel and IRC.
Right?
We're just like huge huge Yeti marks, and we even like you, Tim Madden.
Well, good. I'm glad you like me, but as far as being marched for the Yeti, I would say that maybe you're pulling my leg just a little bit here, Dave. What do you think?
No, I'm not.
You like the Yeti? Well, all right, Dave, thanks for the call.
Yep, cool.
That number again, Dave from Pennsylvania, calling in to demand that the Yeti return to WCW. And hey, who the heck can blame him? 702-891-5963. That LA show, I got to tell you, just from a personal note, that was the first time I've sat ringside for WCW show. I was pelted with beer. Gene spilled coffee in my lap. Juventud Guerrera dove over myself and Gene to execute a suicide dive outside the ropes. Everything that was meant to hit Ric Flair hit me. Maybe that was intentional. Maybe those fans were really throwing at me and not Ric Flair, and figured they could get a piece of me without making it look too obvious.